Hello, Tano. I am back again with another build, and it's going to be for Voruna. So it's going to be mainly a melee focused build, since you probably have seen me run a few melee weapons and a whole bunch of different uh glaze usually, but sometimes I'll run like straight up just actual melee weapons. So yeah, this is one of the few frames that I actually run strictly melee with. So yeah, I decided to make a Verona build. So yeah, I am your Void Architect, and let us allow the Void to help create our builds. Alright, so here's our here's my Verona build. Um, we are using we have a Dianar for the increase in enemies' damage vulnerability. Whenever we use the second ability on an enemy. Well, no, that's the actually it helps with spread radius, but using the first ability allows us to gain damage vulnerability, which scales with ability strength. So it's pretty nice to have. And also having that spread radius is really nice, since this build is kind of utilizing the spread of Varuna's second ability. And most of the time, you're going to want to stay in your first ability when it comes to invisibility, since um, it's your survivability, and on top of it, it's your critical damage and all that fun. It's all your buffs, basically. So I always think just stay in this as much as you can to allow you to basically keep yourself alive, but also maximize the damage vulnerability buff and all that. And then obviously you're gonna have your third ability up at all times, since this is going to be your energy sustainability because of equilibrium. And then I put, instead of her fourth ability, I actually put Wrathful Advance to give her easy accessibility to crits, red crits. So you're just going to be doing constant red crits and all that fun stuff. Now, if you don't want your efficiency down to only 50%, you could totally, and I'm probably going to do this too, because honestly, that makes me kind of uncomfortable. You could totally change this out. You could totally change Blind Rage out for Transient Fortitude. Yes, you may lose some ability strength and some duration, but your efficiency will gain. You'll gain some efficiency back. You'll gain your efficiency back, which would be really nice because you're gonna have augmented. So your buff won't reach like absurd levels, but I mean you're gonna get to like 170%, and then if you stack that with Rawr I, you'll get over 200% pretty easily. And then I have Arcane Fury for melee damage. But you can, this is a flex slot. You can change this out for whatever you feel is most comfortable. I mean, I don't have Arcane Strike, but I mean, I have Arcane Strike, so you can use that. I mean, you could use Efficiency. I mean, whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. But I think having Fury is nice. And I'm using dual Ichor for the test for this build here. Just you can use pretty much whatever melee you want. It works all the same. Only reason I'm using dual Ichor is because with the Incarnon, you get a toxin damage field, and it's really nice for this. It's really nice for Voruna. So I have the Alchemist's Wrath, and then I have Oregon Reach for that extra range. Since on my build here, I actually do not have a range. I don't have range on here, but that's because I have Elementalist and all that stuff to give it more reach. Also conditioned overload, but maybe you could change that out too for other things, other mods too, if you feel like it. You don't obviously have to copy this build exact, but it's just a build, a nice build to have. And I also have melee exposure, but I mean you can have other arcanes here, but I find that melee exposure is probably the best. Obviously, you know, dual wield weapon, dual wield melees. And then I have Absolute Valor. I mean, beforehand I had Poison Parasite, which is also nice for healing, but I mean, you can always have Absolute Valor for more stats chance. So, and also you notice I don't have any Archon shards in here. If I were to have Archon shards, I would probably have an Amber shard for energy orb effectiveness, because that's always nice to have more energy. And then I'd probably just have red or purple for melee or ability strength / duration. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and showcase to you the build. Alright, so obviously to start off the build, I would just suggest energy pad with life inside and then going invisible right away. The passive you're gonna be using would be the 2, because it's just, in my opinion, the best one. And then obviously you just use your second ability, and since this won't actually trigger you to go out of your invisibility, you'll be fine. Make sure you always stay invisible. And then make sure you have this always on. Boom. You can do crazy damage there. You want to actually pair this with and you can also pair this with Armon if you want. Make sure you have that Incarnate form activated. And then you can basically just do crazy damage. And you can constantly just keep nuking. It's actually pretty good. Make sure you have, obviously, your Breathful Advance active. And, yeah, it's actually pretty effective, I'm not gonna lie. You'll have a lot of energy too because of your third ability. So advance, like always. I mean, this also pairs well with, like, Glaives, any base, actually pretty much any, I'm being honest, it goes really well, because it's just a melee setup, practically. There. Alright, I'm gonna cut back because we have an acolyte. So, this build can actually do pretty well against an acolyte, since if you're invisibility, even like violence wouldn't be able to do anything. So I would just say apply your stats effects to your acolyte, and then heavy attack, and he should be, yep, he's deleted. So yeah, it's really effective against acolytes as well, since you're relying on a heavy attack with stats effects to do a lot of your damage. So yeah, that's the Voruna build. I mean, as I said before, you can choose other melee weapons if you want. Glaives work really well too. Obviously the melee influence always works as well, but yeah. I hope you guys enjoy, and yeah, see you guys around.